If you have been following the Maya calendar in this year of 2025, you know that you have been experiencing something extremely powerful. From AI skyrocketing globally, from major inflammation politically, governmentally talking. So many things, and all turns and points to the boss ruling the year in the Maya calendar, which is the 13th wind, the Nawal Osh Lahu Yak. So as we are about to meet with this boss once again this year, we're about to complete the second turn of the year, I decided to make a video to complement and just to bring some news and somehow draw some awareness what we experienced so far and how things will tend to go. And also in this video, I'll be talking about a course that will be launching very soon. So stay tuned for these informations. I'm not going to be editing this video because just want to make it very straightforward. If you guys are new to my channel, I am Eduardo Ferronato. I am an Ahir, spiritual guide from the Maya Quiché tradition. And here in my channel, I have tons of videos talking about the authentic Maya calendar. You have videos with my dad, my teacher, and we have videos of me explaining the Maya calendar. So you can find wealth of information here in the channel. Also, for you who are familiar here with me, you're probably noticing that my background, my scenario here today is different. I moved, I'm setting things up. So this video is going to be without recordings, just to catch up and just to bring this exciting news for you. All right, so let's dive into the video. Today, we're going to be talking about the returning of the mom. I already recorded a video this year talking about the entrance of this year that began on February in this year, and it goes until February 2026. So if you want to watch this video, I will leave the link here somewhere. But today, 9 months after, for those who are new to the Maya calendar, the Cholq'ij is a calendar of 9 months. So every now that we're experiencing, returns every 260 days. So this is a cycle in the Maya calendar. But also we have the solar cycle, the masculine aspect of the calendar we call the mom or the elder, which is like a grandfather. So every day they are experiencing, they are also ruled by a bigger entity that rules over 365 days. And I have other videos talking about the mom, so I'm not going to be entering too much details here. So today we're going to be talking about the return of this mom. And the return of this mom, let me share my screen here with you, so it's easier to explain. So guys, we just entered to the Trecena of the 13th Ik. This is the moment where I'm recording this video in the Nawal Hunzi, one dog. That is the spring of emotions. So all of this Trecena here, that we call this 13-day system, they are all ruled by the biggest force, the biggest energy, if you want to call it like that, which is the 13th wind. And this is the Nawal that is ruling this year. So as it's ruling this year, also responds to all of this corporation here that we call Trecena. So in this Trecena, we speak a lot about emotions, how the emotions can have like an tremendous impact in the things, in the outcomes that we can get the things. So we start with the spring of emotions of one dog, the emotions that are looking for a path for attachment, looking for a path of something excited to follow or something to connect with. And these emotions can gain excitement. They can return as sensing and thinking to make decisions that can explode can soar to the heights and provides great results, that can provide great connections. Is the explosion of enthusiasm that can work as a big impulse. And this mom talks exactly about that explosion of enthusiasm, a great impulse, which is connecting to everything we have been experiencing that. And whenever we talk about this in this Trecena, we relate to everything that can come every time we are too excited about that. We enter into blindness. And this blindness is the key element that makes us connecting, even temporarily, to something. That's something that provides a major change. It's just like this. Think about this year as a child who is very excited, who wants to follow his own will, but it's a very powerful child. And in the Maya calendar, we not only have systems of 13 days, we have system of 13 years. And why this year is so important is because we are also completing what happens to the past 13 years. So all of these things that are going to be listed that happened so far, for those who have been watching my YouTube videos or who are subscribed to my newsletter, know what I have been talking about. So this year brings major impact. Not only changes, but it's more about consolidating changes. Can be opportunities, can be something that makes you fall in love, get enthusiastic with life, but at the same time can bring lots of confusion, lots of uncertainties that can grow and explode, that can mess things up really bad. And I'll be connecting to some other things in a bit, because also talking about the completion of the cycle, this full understanding of the Maya calendar, I would like to open for you that I'm about to release my first group course on the Maya calendar. So this course that I'm about to release is an intro course so we can follow and understand the Maya calendar just like the Mayas do in a practical way. So it's going to be something completely different from what you can find elsewhere on internet or something that the AIs were trained with. This is something that I combined from all my years of experience with indigenous wisdom, living among indigenous communities and learning directly from the practice through the Maya. So in this course, there are going to be 4 classes in which I will give the full frame so you can follow and understand the Maya calendar just like the Mayas do, just like it's lived through traditional communities. Not the touristic side, not the mystical side that you can find on internet, but also the living entity that goes beyond anything that I've seen before. In this, I will be talking about the foundations of Maya thoughts, how the Mayas connect with the calendar, how they use the calendar to think, and to understand the human being and their behaviors through sex and pregnancy, how we came into existence. And through this, we're going to be connecting the Nawals, the energies of the Maya calendar, to these elements, and how they connect in a system, how they create this full frame of how the Mayas view the world. It's not going to be only following the Maya calendar as a horoscope. It is about entering the Maya calendar and experiencing a living system. I share lots of information here in the channel. I talk a lot about many things, but what I'm going to be teaching in these 4 classes, I haven't even grasped the surface here in the channel. And even I'm going to be talking about things that are never really mentioned here that are going to be connecting right now in the second part of this video. So if you'd like to learn more about this course, I created a page where I describe everything that I'm going to be teaching. So you can have information about the live classes, when it's going to be, all the time zones, so you can see if you can attend the live classes. If you're not able to attend, the classes are going to be recorded. All the materials that I share in my presentation is going to be available for all the the participants. And all the informations are here, and I'm going to be leaving here in the link below this video. Now, back to the point here. One of the main things that is important about the Maya calendar is not only tracking the days or your navel, but is also tracking the year, because the year tells a lot what is going on. And every 9 months, this year returns. And today we are entering the Trecena of the ruler of this year, that is the 13th Ik, the 13th wind. So now that this mom is returning 9 months later, we can already start tracking how this spirit is behaving. So we can understand what it has done so far, so we can adapt until the rest of its reign. And especially this year that is consolidating major things that happen through all of these years. So as I mentioned, the 13th wind talks about this emotional impact, consolidating changes that can provide intense results, intense bonds, create intense connections, but at the same time can drive us to blindness that can make us mess things up, that can make us put our own selfish wills in front of everything, ignore everyone around, and suppress some people. So this is a year that moves a lot by these emotions of the self, especially. And as you can see, what we're experiencing here so far in this year, we're seeing this rise of AI and this technological shift, like this major shift that really consolidates this digital era. And now whether we accept or not is part of our reality. So that's why it's consolidating these changes, especially in communication. Of course, I'm not here to judge what's going to be positively or negatively, because otherwise I will be entering into bias, but I'm here to point the facts. So we are facing this major change that will ignite something that the next 13 years will start developing from February next year. So we have this rise of technology. The white provides lots of enthusiasm for people who are very technological driven, but also causes emotional confusion, turbulences at the same time. So this is something that this mom is also bringing. As I mentioned, a spring of confusion, of emotions that can turn into a hurricane of desperation, of blindness. Also, what else do you experience that can highlight from this year? This global political, economical instability with the tariffs, the tensions that arrive. So there are so many different things that can provide different business models, that can provide like a necessity to reconnect, to readapt, to collaborate in a different way. Like it matches, like this theme that we are talking about of powerful matches in results. But at the same time, it also brings, again, this emotional confusion, frustration, outbursts. Companies and individuals can feel the stability shaken. Of course, that is the economical scale. One moves here, the shakes the other. So these major changes are consolidating what we have been seeing here so far. At the same time, we have been seeing major protests, social movements, and also a new necessity as we are just turning into this technological era also creates an emptiness inside of us that looks that craves for more excitement, something that makes us feel alive, that makes us strengthen the connections with something that's more significant, just like spirituality, just like we all have known, or maybe that's why you found this video, because you maybe feel this call of diving more deeply into spirituality, to not lose connection as the world moves. to another significant change. So this also provides with this consolidation of this year of the 13th wind. Of course, we are having seen some disasters of global security with some things that I cannot mention here because it's not YouTube friendly, that talks specifically about like these things that have been talking in this video. So there are so many other things that I can highlight here, just like the natural disasters that always comes with the years of the wind. And these are consolidating this major shift, all of these things that happened through the last 13 years. And so here is how we can see this second turn of the month. Is the month that is already showing itself very explosive. We've seen like how many conflicts is been happening, especially here in Brazil, where I speak from. We have been going through major things, you know, in politics here, not only here, but I know probably in your country too. So we see that this year is already being very moody. It can change a lot, just like the wind doesn't have like a specific direction to go. So, but what we can take advantage of this year, because as it's pushing things to happen so fast, this is a great opportunity to take the second run of this elder to push projects, to foster relationships, to strengthen connections, not only with your partners, but also with yourself. It's about to dive deep into something that can push you, just make you strong amidst these changes that are be happening, because there are many rewards, many potential things. And as I've been describing from my newsletter, from my Trecena analysis in this channel, we can see that this Trecena is also ruled a lot by decision making. And most of the decision making here are taken by emotional impulses. So the now that structures this Trecena makes decisions sometimes on convenience. So it's a time to think about like how your decisions will affect the others if you're not being driven by blind and sheer excitement, to see if the things you are pushing, they carry like the connection, the true connection from emotions. So this is the most important thing. And also there are some things that I'm not going to be mentioning here that you always track in the Maya calendar, that are the entrance of 2 additional nawals that enters with every elder. But I'm not going to be mentioning here, but I'm only going to be mentioning the course that I'm going to be releasing. So if you're interested in whether if you're a beginner or advanced and you're willing to enrich your knowledge, to really have like this experience for somebody who was trained by a close community, having even language references, I highly suggest you to sign up to my course, because I promise to give my full commitment, my full attention to provide the best course that you can possibly receive, just like I do the best for everybody that I work with or that I train. So I hope this video was good for you. And I'm going to be leaving all the information about the course on the links down below. And if you still want to follow the Maya calendar, receive more information, my most active media is my newsletter, where I analyze in depth all the Trecenas, so you can have lots of information there. And if you enjoy my channel here, don't forget to subscribe, to hit the like button. That helps me a lot. And also hype the video, because it helps my channel to grow. So I'll give this Trecena for registering, and I see you next Trecena for the beginning of the course. Kamu Imala, Kinkamawá.